This is Amazon's new $11 billion campus in San Joseph County in Indiana for AI data center build-out. A lot of people will tell you that AI is absolutely nothing at all, or that AI will take over the world. Well, I'm willing to prove to you that it's somewhere in the middle, okay? It's not nothing, because obviously you can clearly see a footprint right here, and it's also not going to take over the world. I mean, these are just buildings, these are just structures all made by human beings. Now, this thing is projected at 2.2 gigawatt power draw. It's absolutely insanity. I want to preface by saying we are already seeing some consequences of this new AI boom. It is severe. Look at the job openings per unemployed worker has come down. What this means is that US job openings are now at recession levels. Now, I'm not going to go too deep because there are multiple factors. No one can claim to know exactly what's going on. We'll only know after the fact, really. But, because it could also be Trump's tariffs and things of that nature. But to deny that there's no effect at all by AI, I think is very foolish. This graph right here shows exactly why I believe AI is going to essentially take over most jobs. This is essentially a graph that shows the reason for bureaucracy. As more and more nodes exist, and in this case nodes are human beings, there are more and more connections, right? That's the simple explanation. And this goes up not exponentially but quadratically, but it's kind of exponentially still. It kind of feels that way, when you think about it from a basic human perspective. But, those are technicalities. The general gist here is that the connections are so great after a certain amount of nodes that you essentially can't keep up with what's going on. And that's what bureaucracy is, right? So when you think about a regular job, think about what do you do at a job? When you look around, when you think about the managers and all this, what do they do? So when the day start, they essentially want to synchronize, right? So sync. That's pretty much what's going on. So you have a daily meeting before the work starts where you discuss what you've done maybe yesterday and what you're going to do today. Everybody says what they're going to do today, right? And then you go about your tasks, right? And the tasks are usually one of three things, right? You either gather data. So you gather data, right? Or information or whatever. And you process it, right? You process what you've gathered. So you organize it in some way or whatever. And it could also be in the physical world, of course. And then you produce. So you could say new information is created, right? Or new arrangement or new collection is created. This is pretty much what the tasks are, right? And then at the end of the day, you synchronize again. You tell them, okay, I did this and that. And then that's that, right? And so this is generally what's going on when you think about a job. And so because the graphs get so exponential, right? You have so many the connections get so exponential that you need a manager. There needs to be somebody to keep track of all these movements, right? Because these tasks, these are many different processes, many different decisions made during the day, right? And this happens daily. And so this is exactly what AI is going to disturb, right? The syncing will no longer really be necessary. There'll still be need for some, but just not as much, right? Because all the meetings will be gathered by AI. There are many AI apps right now, and I suspect that it's going to get more and more intense in the future where essentially the meetings are summarized automatically and new plans are made automatically. Okay. And then when it comes to these tasks, the gathering of information, AI is getting better and better at this, right? And so AI will be gathering more and more of this information. The processing of information, summarizing of things, all of that stuff can be done by AI. But right now, AI has a little bit of trouble with generating new combinations and new ideas, but it's probably going to come. Okay, it's probably going to come, believe it or not, because when you think about it, we don't create anything new. We just organize it in a unique fashion, right? Which wasn't organized in a new way originally. And so I think most of these things will be done by AI eventually. Now, it is not to say it will not be 100% AI, okay? I don't believe that either. Now, I believe that it'll be 90+% though, simply because AI will add so much efficiency and it'll be able to do it so autonomously that, a lot of stuff will just be done by AI. And the reason I know that is because I am a programmer, okay? I am a coder. I'm a coder. And when it comes to being a coder, There are very few coders that are still, reading and watching every single line of code, because the AI can just generate so much code, right? It can generate hundreds of lines in a moment. Good luck reading all of that. How are you going to keep up with the project, right? It's growing so fast, right? And so because of that, you have to kind of figure out a way to deal with this, right? So you add guardrails, because obviously AI is very stupid. It makes a lot of stupid mistakes. And so you add guardrails. You still review the general concept, right? So the AI summarizes kind of the work that it has done and why it has done it. And you kind of look at the reasoning. So it kind of becomes a feeling. You kind of become a manager, an architect of the general direction of the AI. And so that brings the point of where I believe we're going to be, right? So most humans are essentially going to move up the chain, right? And so this is where the human is going to remain. There's lower level stuff. This, I think, is going to be automated by AI. And this lower level stuff includes middle management and all this stuff. And essentially the top here is where humans are going to be, right? Because humans, there will still have to be a human who takes accountability. If a self-driving car makes a decision that ends up, causing injury or the like, some human eventually has to take responsibility. We have to be able to punish a human for the actions of, even if it's a robot, right? And so because of just the social concepts and constructs of human beings, you have to be there. And I also suspect that there will be some, novelty about the human species that we didn't realize was actually unique to humans, right? And so maybe it's innovation. Maybe AIs can innovate, but maybe in the future we'll figure out there's different levels or different kinds of innovation, and certain kind of innovations can only be done by human beings, right? And so there'll probably be a list of things that are unique to humans, but it will not be many of the things we do today. Much of the jobs, right? Many of the jobs today are very inefficient, right? It's due to inefficiency. They exist due to inefficiency, right? And because of inefficiency, you need meetings to sync up, right? Someone needs to take notes, right? Take notes. Other people need to summarize, right? So summarize. Other people need to go get stuff, right? Oh, can you get this, get that, right? So you need to get stuff. And a lot of the jobs are for political reasons, right? Politics, because a lot of politicians, when you get into office, you want to make sure you can say, okay, I added this many jobs and they pay this much money, right? And we are with the unions, and because of that, such and such and such and such, right? But this will all be crushed by the efficiency, because a lot of these jobs are just nonsense jobs. A lot of these jobs are just government jobs, people double filing, moving paper around, right? Not really doing anything. And so a lot of these things will just go away, not because the machines are doing them, because, when you say this, especially like managers and people who work with people, right? Managers, they're like, AI can't do my job. I need to talk to people. I need to sit down with them. I need to have eye to eye, right? I need to have eye to eye, right? And this is what I need to do, etc. No, it's not that the AI won't be able to do your job. And this may be the case. This may or may not be the case. We really don't know where the limit is. And there is obviously a limit. We just don't know it, right? The curve is going to be like this, but we don't know where we are. A lot of people say we've already hit this part. Some people say we're just starting. It's really hard to say, right? I'm thinking we're probably somewhere around here. We have already started, but there's still quite a bit of benefit left. Perhaps not in the large language models, but in other algorithms that we still have to discover. So I think there's still quite a bit left in the AI world. Don't get me wrong. We're probably going to have, booms and busts in between. But I do think we still have quite a long way to go. But it's not that the AI won't be able to do this manager's job, right? Which is really people management. It's just that this job will become redundant. The job exists specifically because of inefficiencies, because we can't synchronize. I don't know what you did. Let's say you're a team of 10 people or 20 people. I don't know what everyone did. And so we have to come together every morning to discuss, or at the end of the day to discuss, okay, what did you do? Great. Okay, what are you going to do tomorrow? This is inefficiency. And that's why there has to be a manager to kind of lead these meetings and take the notes and lead the direction and things of that nature. But that will all be gone, because you can now, because everything that's being done on a computer, and eventually even in the real world, is being recorded by the AI, right? And anyone can just query at any moment this AI, what is our team doing? What is the current direction? What are the most important tasks moving forward to achieve this goal of ours? And that will be that, right? And then if someone has an objection with what the AI says, then perhaps you could have a quick meeting with all of us, including the AI. And then the AI quickly gets, redirected, and then the team continues. So the AI can just be, the manager type of deal, right? So that's the idea. It'll just transcend, and you won't be needing all the old stuff. Also, because I'm a developer, just the teams are just much smaller now. In the past, you would need 30 developers, right? You would need like 5 testers, 20 developers, and then 5 senior developers, right? And then these guys kind of lead the direction. These guys are smart and follow and get things, cleaned up. And then these guys make sure everything is done well. Well, now you just don't need that many people. You can just do all of that with like 5 people now, right? You can perform the same amount of tasks or more, right? Or more than that large group of people was able to do. And this is, it's very hard to accept as a developer myself. But when you think about it, it makes sense. Back in the day, you would write maybe 30 lines of code a day, right? Or 40 lines of code a day maximum. Right? And because there will be meetings, there'll be this, you would have to discuss this, when you average it out, maybe I'm just trying to guess, right? I didn't keep track of it. And so now AI generates like, hundreds of lines of code a day. Okay. Hundreds, touches many different aspects, many different components. So it's just not even in the same league. And now the expectations for a developer are just much higher, right? There's just a lot more expected from a single person. Something that 5 developers used to do is now expected by 1 developer. And it makes sense too. It's like, yeah, you're supposed to do that because you can do a lot more now, right? And I'm just giving you arbitrary numbers. These are not exact numbers, but it's just kind of how it feels right now. And this Twitter profile, really nailed it. So he says, in AI coding, in 2.5 years, we went through, it can even write more than 1 line of code at a time. I remember when ChatGPT just dropped, it was like just not that good. And it was like, wow, this is very cool, but it was still a toy, right? And okay, it can write entire functions, but can it do anything useful, right? And this is kind of when at this point right here, when it could write functions, but it wasn't really smart enough to understand bigger concepts and things of that nature. I kind of gave up on AI coding. I was like, man, this is a joke. And I just lost motivation a little bit. And then here, sure, it can fix some bugs and develop features, but can it write entire projects, right? And now we're like, yeah, it can write a C compiler in a week, but it's not more efficient than GCC, so it's pretty useless. And so this is where we are right now. And AI has hit a new milestone. I think with the latest GPT 5.3 codex, and Anthropic's model as well, the latest model there, it's just right now it's good enough to replace a junior developer and even a mid-level developer, but really a junior developer. It's pretty much not needed. Assuming you are a developer yourself, because you need to add guardrails. Like I said, it hallucinates, it makes very stupid mistakes, and it's just very dumb. But it's like kind of the smartest. It's like being in a room full of smart people, but they're like children and they get distracted quickly and they don't remember anything. And so you have to constantly, you have to put guardrails and constantly remind them of things. And so that's what we are dealing with now. But with these new agent type-esque things where there's all this scaffolding surrounding it to improve these limitations that it has, I believe that the models now, as long as you're a developer, as long as you're tech savvy, as long as you understand how these technologies work, you essentially have an employee, at least junior, all the way to mid-level developer, software developer, for like $20 a month or $200 a month, depending on the subscription you have. And that is insane. Okay, these things can actually make whole projects that are decent and good quality. That was unheard of, especially when, if you said that to at this time right here, this was about 4.5 years ago. Think about that. When you look at from all the way the beginning of ChatGPT, it's just crazy how fast this thing went. And then to deny that there isn't anything is just because of the painful reality where we realize that it's just not, we're not as special as we once thought. Now this was a reply to this tweet right here, which I think is also very interesting. Is in 11 months we went from AI is bad at math, okay, but it's only as smart as a high school kid. Sure, it can win the top match competition, but can it generate a new mathematical proof? Yeah, but that proof was obvious if you looked for it, and that's where we are right now. AI is able to solve mathematical proofs. Again, it's not perfect. Some of these proofs, we're kind of in the process of being solved already, but it's very crazy that it can do this. Now, it makes sense that everybody wants to deny it, right? And I'm not part of the extreme group, right? So there are two extreme groups. And one here says, okay, AI is going to be the new overlord. It's going to be, we have no power. It's the future. It's going to go to space. And we have the honor of bringing it to life. And then it's going to go off to space and transcend us, right? I am not part of that group. And I'm also not part of the group that says AI is nothing at all, right? I'm part of the group that has effectively accepted reality. I went through denial, I went through anger, I went through sadness, and now I'm just in acceptance phase, right? AI is here to stay. It is going to disrupt. There's going to be mass unemployment, sadly, I think, because I've already seen it with my own company. I was literally in the process of hiring someone to help me. And then I realized, oh, wait, AI will probably be able to do this relatively soon. So why bother hiring a person to help me do that? And so I'm essentially now trying to build it myself, or trying to, wait for AI to be able to do it themselves. And that's the reality. And I'm sure I'm not the only one thinking that or coming to that realization. Imagine you're a barbershop. Why would you hire anybody to create a logo? Why would you hire anyone to create a website? AI can literally one-shot it. You don't even need any, just one shots the website and you're done. I mean, it is what it is, right? And so it has already come for coding. Now, I do want to say that the cool thing is that open source does appear to be winning, and it does look like we will benefit from this a lot. Hopefully, right? So I am optimistic again that even though there'll be mass unemployment, hopefully it'll just be a shifting, right? A transition to a world where we all have an agent that manage our wealth. They grant us wealth by working for us and coming up with new ideas, helping us achieve whatever goal we have. Because it's open source, we are the boss, not some conglomerate that owns all the AI processing power, right? And so that would be the bullish case, right? Especially if the AI bubble pops and all these hardwares, all this hardware comes into the market because everyone has to sell off. That would be kind of the best case scenario, right? That I'm kind of suspecting we're probably going to see. But it has come for coding already, and it is the golden age of coding, though. If you're a programmer, you can do more than ever. But it has definitely, lowered the bar. Anybody can code now. And so back in the day, the golden age of coding is probably behind us. And I do think a new golden age will come, but it's just, a bigger pie, if you will, right? Art has been decimated. I mean, it's utterly ruthless. The video I'm going to make tomorrow shows one of the models that is open source is able to produce really quality art. Okay. It's slowly but surely moving away from slop and getting to the point where you can't tell it's AI. It's just really good. So artists are very angry. They're still in the anger phase. And I feel for them because I'm a designer, so I definitely have an affinity toward artists. But it is what it is, right? And it's essentially going to come for everything on a computer. Okay, if your job is sitting on a computer summarizing stuff, anything like that, it's essentially over. Okay, I would suggest learning new skills, or being really good at using AI, moving yourself up to an architectural type of role, because that's still where there's a lot of value to be added to AI, type of orchestrating projects. That's still going to be very important for the AI because it's very stupid. And so I think that's where you should move towards. Don't think that we're going to revert back. I think this is a one-way street, and it is what it is. With that being said, I'm not claiming I know everything. Definitely correct me if you think I'm wrong. Nobody knows the future. If I did, I'll be on a yacht somewhere enjoying myself, not making a YouTube video. And I do want to give a special shout out to the Patreons. And if you would like to support this channel, definitely consider becoming a Patreon. Salute, soldier!